Hey guys, it's Adrian, and I'd like to welcome you to Catland headquarters. Yeah, as you can see, I decorated. By that I mean I moved stuff. And as you may see, which you will probably notice, not necessarily during this one much, but other ones, if I say a boot, or if I say a, things happen on the screen. And there's other things that are popping up here and there. This is a new advancement that I have done. Enough about Catland HQ, let's talk about Dan 3.0. There are a couple things I'd like to tell you about it before we carry on to a larger subject. For starters, we'll be controlling his life for an entire year. We will suggest goals, and they will be either short-term, medium-term, or long-term. Then, we vote on them, and the goals with the highest votes will then be implemented, and Dan will have to do them for us. You're probably thinking, Adrian, how is this going to change the world? Well, that's what I'd like to explain. Strap on your listening caps, because this is going to go really quick. Let's move over to the thinking chair. Nothing like furniture that is older than I am. And dramatic lighting. Let's absorb its knowledge. In our current government system, we elect someone who has a voice closest to our own for our community, who then elects someone for a voice closest to their own for our city, and then for our region, and then for our state or province, depending on where you're at, and then for part of the country, and then for our actual country. This leads to having between 5 to 7 layers of separation between you and what your government actually gives you, so you're not actually always getting exactly what you want. Wow, that was way easier than absorbing knowledge through eating brains. Now that we know how the government works, let's talk about current events. Internet, enlighten me! The 2010 G20 Summit that was in Toronto. What does that have to do with the government? If you don't know, the G20 Summit is where all the leaders from all the countries around the world get together and talk about what they want to do with the world. And surprisingly, there was a protest, which turned into one of the largest riots in Canadian history, and then even more surprising, turned into the largest mass arrest in Canadian history, which is kinda sad, because Canadians are kinda known for being peaceful. Have I lost you yet? Let's do a quick recap. 1. Democracy doesn't work with a large group of people. If you can only keep between 1 and 3 levels of separation, it'll work fantastic. Number 2. People aren't happy with the current government system, to the point where they're using violence. What happens when you mix those two together? So what could replace our current government system? We know that totalitarianism and dictatorship are kind of like crappier versions of democracy, where you don't actually get a choice. And we know that communism is just a little bit too idealistic and never works, because, yeah, well, why would I become a doctor when I can get paid the same amount to flip burgers? And this is our segue back to Dan 3.0. I highly encourage you to take an intermission because this video has already been really long and it's gonna get longer, so I'll let you do that. Welcome back! A government system based on Dan 3.0 would have extremely similar properties, such as short, medium, and long-term goals. People would present ideas and then we would discuss them nationally. And then we would have a timeline given on that, and we would have a voting system. If an idea is passed as beneficial, logical, and has enough votes or support, then it would be put into action. Now, up until the invention of the internet, there has been no way for people to connect instantaneously, nationally, and simultaneously. We've always had to find someone that has a similar voice to our own, or we had to spend lots of time and education becoming a voice. This system will let everyone have a voice. You can say, no, there shouldn't be a tax on food. No, you can't have a 29% pay increase because you haven't raised minimum wage since 2001. Your voice will be heard on anything that matters to you, whether it's education, healthcare, entertainment, forestry, or something as simple as public transit or city planning in your city, because those are all government systems. You will be able to contribute all the time, not once every 4 years. And if Dan 3.0 can prove that a community of people can make Dan successful at anything that we choose him to do, we can prove that this system can work. Some quick words of wisdom for you. As Koyczan once said, "This is my voice. There are many like it, but this one is mine." Thank you for watching. I'm Adrian Walker. You're watching JoCatofCatLand, and if you want to see anything I talked about, it's in the doobly-doo. I did put it there for you to take a look at, including how Vancouver is using a system just like this to become the greenest city by 2020. Kind of exciting. Anyhow, again, thank you, and until next time, ciao!